it's Lena Taylor here with David Green of David Green and Associates, our local real estate expert.
That's right.
I've deemed you. Today we are talking about 2 reasons why your house hasn't sold, or the 2 most important factors when selling a house.
Absolutely.
So David, why don't we hop right into it?
Okay.
So a lot of people want to know, what is it going to take to get my house sold?
Okay. So there are multiple factors that go into a home selling. There are, like Lena said, 2 main factors, and those are condition and price. So when you walk into a house as a buyer, one of the things that you're looking at is the overall condition. From the outside to inside, they want to know that house has been well maintained, and that if it has been well maintained and they're looking at it, it's in their price range. So if it's been well maintained, it's in their price range, and they like it, the floor plan, the lot, things like that, it gives them, as a buyer, really gives them less things to actually negotiate on, because one, they already like the house, they like the location, they get in, oh, I like this floor plan. So again, the 2 main reasons are condition and location. Condition can be everything from, again, the front entrance and not having the front door painted or stained and pressure washed, to walking in and seeing an overall house that's maybe a little cluttered, or a home that needs to be painted. Subconsciously, that buyer is thinking, when they walk into that home, this house looks good, it's been loved, it's been maintained, so more than likely the heat and air is in good shape, the appliances are in good shape, because the house has been well maintained. Now, if a buyer is looking at that particular house, it's in their price range. Now, they may or may not know that the house is priced accordingly, priced high, priced low, until they get in there. So that's the second big item. If a house in today's market looks good, is getting numerous showings, and there's no offer, it's price. I mean, again, if a buyer is looking at your home, then that's the area they want to be. If they're looking in that price range, that's the price range they want to be in. But if they're not making an offer, it's probably priced too high.
So, when you're talking about the conditions, we're saying kind of like the biggest 3 things when you're saying condition is, the overall, how well kept the home has been.
Yes.
Things like, what else do you take in factors when you're talking condition? Are you talking about like upgrades that people might have too, or is that a big factor or not a factor?
Sometimes. So if you're looking at a home in a neighborhood, typically there was 1, 2, maybe 3 builders, and they built their homes very similar to each other. And if the home's been built in the last few years, more than likely all of them are going to have the similar color appliances in the kitchen. They're going to have granite, typically, because that's what builders are doing nowadays, hardwood floors, things like that. So your home is going to be comparable to other homes in the neighborhood. Now, if there's a situation where you've made some improvements to the home, either when you were having it built or since you've been in the home, say a ceramic tile shower, or you've updated some other things, you may or may not get the dollar value back on that, but what it may do is help you sell that home faster. But again, those are all things that a buyer takes into consideration. Again, when they're looking at condition, if the carpet's in bad shape, or the floors are scratched, or the walls are going to be painted, in their mind, that's items that they're going to have to do. Either they may not want to do it with their lifestyle today, or they don't have the cash to do it. So that's why it's so important to have your home show ready. And again, once it's show ready and you're getting showings, or it's show ready and you're not getting showings, it's going to come down to price.
Yeah. So if you're saying, as a seller, let's say you've come into my home and you've said, okay, Lena, you know what, your floors really need to be updated or replaced, or the walls really need to be painted, and I just say, you know what, David, I don't have time to do that.
Right.
I don't have the money to do it. Automatically, we need to have that discussion on price, right? Because if I'm not willing to change the conditions,
correct,
or something of the condition is outside of my control, like the layout, a location,
right,
neighbors, anything like that,
yes.
You
have goats next door.
Yeah, you've got to change the price.
So, yes. So, one of the things I like to do, Lena, is, so if I walk into a home and the home is not as well maintained as maybe it should have been, or there could be all kind of adverse situations that have occurred in that person's life to where they don't have the money to put back into the sell their home, but they think it's worth the house down the street. You know what we'll do? We'll get in our car and we'll go see those other houses in the neighborhood so that you as a homeowner see, okay, I see the other homes in my neighborhood that I'm competing against. I see why I have to price my home this way, or I see why I have to do such and such improvements if I want to be priced at that price as well.
So for those of you watching who maybe have been attempting to sell a home on your own,
Yes.
or you had your home listed with an agent and it didn't sell, it's one of these two things. Either
Absolutely.
the condition isn't where it needs to be for the price that you're asking, or if you can't change those conditions, you need to look at the price. And our team,
That's right.
David, is more than willing to give anybody out there, his recommendations.
Absolutely.
If you want to get in touch with him or get in touch with our team, you can
Yep.
give him a call.
706-284-7700.
Yeah. So again, we're just here answering your questions. So don't forget to submit them on our Facebook page or Instagram page, and we'll try to answer them all out there for you guys.
Absolutely. See ya.